In the movie Beauty and the Beast, we find a girl named Belle, and she falls in love with this person that most people think shouldn't even deserve the time of day, and he's a beast, and he lives in a castle, and no one likes to talk to him, and he's just like has a bad temper. He's not very nice to her in the beginning, but eventually they go through the motions, and they start understanding each other, and she falls in love with him. So this leads me to my quotation, which is, "Things are beautiful if you love them." And my interpretation of this is, it's all about how you look at it. And I agree with this, and to prove this, I'm going to use the examples of house, abstract art, and Godzilla. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is House. House is a mean-spirited doctor who's an addict. He's in a lot of pain. No one really likes to deal with him. But he's so smart, and he's such a genius. And there's another doctor on the show named Lisa Cuddy. And so she kind of sees through all of his craziness and all of his meanness to see to his genius. And that links back to my interpretation. It's all about how you look at it, because Lisa Cuddy is able to see through all of House's iniquities and all of his craziness to see that he is a valuable member of the doctor team. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is abstract art. Abstract art is something that you see in a museum and you're like, does this really belong here? You look at it and it looks like someone just took a paintbrush and went on a page and called it art. And so there are some people who go around and collect this art, and to them it's like some of the most beautiful works of art that you've ever seen. And this leads me back to my interpretation, which is it's all about how you look at it, because they're able to go into that museum and look at this art that some people are like, it looks like someone threw up on a page, and see the value in it, and that makes it valuable to them, and it is worth the price that they will pay, and it is worth the value that they give it. The last thing that we're going to talk about is Godzilla. Godzilla is a crazy, huge monster created from the nuclear blast that happened during the atomic drop on Hiroshima. And so, to everyone, he's just like this huge monster, and he ruins the city. He's terrifying. He breathes fire. He's just loud and obnoxious and crazy. But to some, they see his true purpose. He goes out and he finds the other monsters that are actually trying to wipe out the human race, and he fights them. And so that brings me back to the interpretation, which is it's all about how you look at it, because we're able to see that Godzilla, even though he's a monster and he's kind of wrecking things because he's big and large and doesn't know what he's doing during his fights, that he's actually being a hero. And so that gives him value, and we can see that because we took the time to look at it from a different angle. So in review, we've talked about House, abstract art, and Godzilla. To prove my interpretation that it's all about how you look at it, which derive from the quotation that things are beautiful if you love them. And I guess what the point of the matter is if Belle had never bothered to look at Beast from a different direction or from a different point of view, then she would have gone her entire life without falling in love with him and becoming a princess.